No one alive right now has felt the alignment that is happening this month around the Aries new moon, and I have never felt so called in my life to hold a live group event for all of us to move through these energies together, because this is just next level. We have 7 celestial bodies, actually more, but stick with me on that. We have 7 celestial bodies all in Aries. We have the Sun, the Moon, Neptune, Saturn, Mars, Mercury, and Chiron all together in Aries. This is amplifying the Aries energy more than we've ever seen in our lifetime. And a lot of people will be saying that this is bringing in new beginnings because it's the first sign of the zodiac, which is true. New moon and Aries always bring new beginnings, but with all these energies compact together, this new beginning that's coming is going to change your life. And all this fire energy, all this stuff in the first sign of the zodiac, this is when we start feeling the momentum of what we were sold about, the fire horse energy. If you felt like you've had no momentum up until this point, this is when you get rocket launched forward into your dreams, into your desires, into this new chapter. This is because Mercury has finally left its post-retrograde shadow period just a few days ago, and Mars just entered Aries a few days ago. Mercury will join it in Aries tomorrow, and all planets are going direct this month, which means nothing's in retrograde, nothing's going back to the past. This is all brand new energy, and this is when the momentum comes of the fire horse energy. And by the way, horses are very calm creatures. They are not always running, they are not always building on momentum, so don't put that expectation on yourself this year. But when the burst of energy comes, it comes, and this is the time where we are going to act on it. Not only that we have these 7 celestial bodies, we also have more. We have asteroids all in Aries as well. We have hundreds of asteroids, but there are a couple that are really going to amplify the energy this month for the rest of April through to May, June, and into July. So this is a big energy update, and this is why I want to do a live event where I explain all the energies of this. And you've probably heard that April is going to be one of the biggest months of our entire year because of this alignment, and that we're going to all be tapping into the Aries archetype, the strength, the boldness, the courage, the independence, the self-assertion, the being grounded in who we are, staying true to ourselves, being authentic, because Aries doesn't perform, it is just true to who it is unapologetic, it is undiluted in its expression, and we're tapping into all of that. But what people aren't talking about is that this new beginning that's going to be created around the new moon in Aries, this is going to push you towards a whole new life with all these energies together in Aries. The last time Saturn and Neptune were in Aries like this was back in the 1800s, and I'm pretty sure this alignment didn't actually happen back then, because all our planets and asteroids move at different times through the zodiac, and I don't think we had an alignment of all these asteroids and planets together. What I do know for a fact is that there is one very, very special celestial body that no one's been talking about that definitely wasn't in Aries back in the 1800s, and she is here now, and she is going to bring the intensity to like the next level. I'm actually going to talk about another 2 celestial bodies on top of the 7 that we already have in Aries. We have another 2 that no one is talking about, and I really think it's these 2 that are making this transit so massive for us individually and as a collective. And one of those is an asteroid called Kali. Now, she's called Kali because she's connected to the goddess Kali, the energy of that raw, transformative, Shakti energy, the divine feminine force, but it's a dark feminine force that comes in with her destruction, her rage, to then bring alchemy of all our illusions, of our ego, of our wounds, of anything that is not truth, for us to align with truth. And she's in Aries. We also have a dwarf planet called Eris, who is the sister of Mars. Now, who rules Aries? Mars. So Mars is in Aries, and then his sister is there with him in Aries. Having these 2 together in the same sign in Aries, the sign that he rules, this is next level. She has been in Aries since 1922. She's been in here for a very, very long time, but that this alignment with all the other planets in Aries as well, this is really going to amplify her. Now, she is the feminine female warrior, just like Mars is the male warrior. So they're both coming together. Now, Mars in Aries is at its home sign. He loves being there, but it also brings up a lot of wounded masculine energies. And with Eris, she brings the wounded feminine. So both these wounds are going to be coming up at this time, and that's why I want to do a live event for us to do a journey together where we heal these wounds and merge our inner masculine and feminine together. But we also have Chiron here in Aries, and Chiron is the wounded healer. So there's going to be a lot of wounds and vulnerabilities and shadows coming up to the surface. And Kali is coming in here as well to burn it all and to transmute all of these wounds, all of this pain into power, into purpose, for us to move forward into this next chapter of our life that this Aries alignment is intending to bring. This is going to be something we've never experienced before, a new chapter that you've never explored. This is new territory because it's Aries. But Kali is bringing the fire, and she's going to burn everything that is not true to you. And Eris and Mars are going to bring up the wounds that need to be healed. But Chiron's also bringing wounds as well, right? Because it's the wounded healer. And Chiron in Aries is the wound of the self. This is everything that we've lost. And I'm saying lost because all the planets just moved out of Pisces into Aries. And Pisces rules loss. It rules grief. It rules like endings and conclusions because it's the last sign of the zodiac. So we are grieving our old selves, our old identity, and that ego that had to die. And that is the Chiron in Aries kind of wound, is this sense of self and what we've had to lose and how we've lost ourselves. And it talks about self-abandonment and ignorance and avoidance of our needs, ignoring our needs. And then Aries comes in and teaches us the lesson that we need to stand up for ourselves, we need to honor ourselves, we need to worship ourselves. And then Mars and Eris, they're bringing in the masculine and feminine energies. We need to worship both within us for us to have it with others, for us to have divine union. Like, this is a really, really, really big transit of all these celestial bodies coming together. And this is just a brief explanation of the energies because I really want to do a deep dive with you guys live on a call. But Eris and Kali are going to be at the same degree, 25 degrees of Aries, at the time of this new moon that's coming in Aries in a few days. So this is really, really intense and powerful stuff because Kali and Eris, they're actually very similar because Kali is the Shakti feminine energy. Eris is also feminine energy. She is a warrior feminine energy. And they're very similar in the fact that they bring up chaos, they bring up destruction, they bring up disruptions that then bring an awakening, that then bring an initiation. And Eris, because she's the sister of Mars, she's connected with fire, and so is Kali. She is sacred rage, she is sacred fire. And Kali is connected with Kundalini, with serpent fire, the serpents that lie dormant at the base of our spine, that run up through all our chakras. And this is a time for us to connect to the sacred fire element and also the sacred anger within us, because both of these archetypes talk about anger and rage and destruction and chaos. And in Aries, like Mars rules Aries, it is the planet of chaos as well. It's the planet of war and conflict and arguments and aggression. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up at this time around anger that we're going to have to learn to move through, but not be ashamed of. Okay, we're not meant to be ashamed of any emotion that we're feeling, and all this stuff is being brought up to the surface for a reason. Kali is bringing it up to burn it for a reason. So we are going to have all this anger that we need to then transmute into power instead of into just aimless confrontation, just starting a fight for the fun of it, destruction that is not leading to growth, because that's Aries shadow. It just like destroys and burns for the fun of it. But Kali comes in with a purpose. She is burning the wounds, the illusions, the ego, for a reason, for you to then be activated into your healer, which is connected to Chiron, which is also here in Aries. Chiron is saying that your pain, the pain that you've experienced, the patterns that repeat over and over and over again in your life that you struggle with, is actually leading you to your greatest gifts in this lifetime. That your wounds and your pain, you will then gain the ability to heal others through your own experience. So all of these coming together, Chiron, Eris, Mars, and Kali are the 4 that I'm like looking at right now for this month. And we have Mars in Aries all the way till May 18th. So you think that it would just be that time that it's holding the energy, but it's going all the way down into July, because these planets are going to keep crossing over and talking to one another, and it's just going to keep activating the same wound or the same shadow, the same insecurity that is holding you back from this new beginning that all this Aries energy is trying to bring you. Because Aries is the new. It is the start of a new chapter. But we need to look at the shadows and the darker side of ourselves first to see what's holding us back, to see what's preventing us from living the dream that we want to create this year. And just mixes also perfectly well with the fire horse year, because all of this fire, all of this Aries energy is activating the fire horse energy, where we are creating a new life out of this fire. And I've said this before, but it is a baptism by fire, where we are transformed and initiated through this sacred element of fire, through all the emotions that come up during this time, through all the wounds and the shadows here. I want to take you guys on a journey where we connect with the shadows or the wounds that are holding you back, the wounds that keep coming up and blocking you from living the dream life that you want, that vision that you have, that you want to experience in this lifetime. We want to connect with those shadows. We want to bring it to the light, so it's not unconsciously running your life, because they normally do. When they're hidden, it's just unconsciously running you. It's unconsciously holding you back. You don't show up in the way that you want to because of this shadow, because of this fear or this worry or this wound. So we're going to bring it up to the light. We're going to pour it with love. We're going to hold it with compassion. We're going to give it a voice, because both these feminine archetypes of Kali and Eris, they want a voice. They want to yell, they want to scream, they want to represent the people who have been dismissed, or like the marginalized people Eris represents. Anywhere you felt ignored or overlooked or treated unjustly, Kali and Eris are coming in to burn it and for us to, have a voice. So this is all very, very powerful energy that no one's talking about. I don't know how anyone hasn't mentioned this asteroid and this dwarf planet, because these are the powerful energies I believe that are going to bring things in. So I'm going to take you guys on a journey where we connect with that shadow or that wound. We give love to it. We connect with Kali, the goddess. We're going to work together with her to then light all our illusions, our ego, any obstacles holding us back right now. We're going to light all of that on fire for us to then be initiated into this new chapter. Also with Mars and Eris, the brother and sister here in the same sign, we're going to talk about the masculine and feminine energies and the wounded or distorted expressions of that, and how I'm going to take you guys on a journey where we can talk to those parts of ourselves and see what they need. If they need more validation, if they need attention, if they need reassurance, if they need love, and we give that to that part of ourselves to heal and transmute it. Goddess Kali will also come in and transmute it for us to help us step into our divine essence, our most divine, authentic expression of ourselves. And I'm also going to do a light language activation on everyone as you guys are journeying and meditating through this. So this is going to be a really, really powerful time that I really, really want to offer this so people make the most of this energy, because Kali is just in Aries in April. Start of May, she's off in Taurus. It's a different energy, different vibe. We are going to use this Kali energy. We're going to use her to help us transmute these wounds or these patterns or these fears that have been holding us back, because that is the purpose. I really believe like all of the celestial bodies work together. It's all divinely orchestrated, and all of this stuff is coming together at this time for this moment of clearing and transformation, this death rebirth moment for this new chapter of everything being in the first sign of the zodiac. So if you'd like to join me, I'm going to be running a live group online event on Thursday night. I know that's only a couple of days away, sorry, but Spirit just dropped this in on me and was like, you have to do this. But it's going to be on Thursday night, the night before the new moon, and we're doing that for a reason as well, to really but the new moon energy is already there. We're going to tap into her. We're going to tap into that new beginning that we're desiring, and then we're going to see what shadows in the way. We're going to bring in Kali to help burn any obstacles in our way, and then I'm going to give you a light language activation to just calm the energy field and the energy body for all this amplified energy that's happening around us, because Aries is going to be it's going to be ramping up a lot of emotions, a lot of anger, like I said before, but just conflict and confrontation. It's happening on a collective level right now. We're seeing it. Mars, the planet of war, there's a lot of stuff happening right now with that. But individually, we need to learn to hold our center, and this, I believe, what I'm offering is going to help you reclaim your fire, but learn to control it. Not that it's just you're not just spitting fire at everyone and causing chaos. We're going to use this chaos as an initiation, and we're going to do the inner work. We're going to do shadow work, and then we're going to get the light language. I'm going to channel higher dimensional beings to help hold the energy for you guys to integrate it. And then you can own your power. You can own your pain, and maybe not own your pain, but learn that you can transmute anything into love. You can transmute anything into power, and all the energies here are supporting that right now. So I really want to make the most of it and use this time. So it's going to be a paid event, only because Spirit told me to value myself, and I do lots of things for free, and Spirit said you should charge. But also it's because I'm going to go a lot deeper than I normally do in a normal YouTube video. And you're also going to get a light language activation and a journey meditation where we're going to go through everything I just spoke about. So if you'd like to join, the link is in my bio or in the description, and I would love to see you. If you do anything this year, I genuinely believe it is to work with this Aries new moon. Out of all the moons, this is the one, because of this alignment, because it's all in Aries, because it's in the first sign of the zodiac. This is the new start that we're needing. We've had a lot of energy in Pisces for a long time, just kind of sitting there in the last sign of the zodiac, in this place of conclusion and ending, but it was foggy and it was messy and confusing and uncertain. And yes, we're still in the uncertainty. We don't know what this new thing is going to bring because we've never experienced it before, but it's not this stuck, stagnant energy. Aries is bringing the momentum, and then we are going to learn to carry it forward. So I hope that you can join, and yeah, check the link out in my bio. And if not, this is the video that I've given a brief explanation of what's happening, but I really hope you come.